Hi, my name's Paul, and what I'd like to do is show you how I use wraps for squats. The reason I want to show you this is because I've watched a lot of videos lately on Instagram and Facebook during this lockdown period of people squatting with wraps on and barely hitting depth. Now there's a variety of reasons why that might be. Could be that the wraps are simply just not done properly, it's too tight, there's not enough weight on the bar, you can't hit depth of a squat even without wraps. So there's a few things there that could be the reason, and I'm not going to suggest what they actually are, but I'm just going to show you a video of how I wrap my knees that hopefully would be beneficial to people out there that are either just starting to use them or are using them but just want to do it a different way, maybe, I don't know. There are obviously different ways to wrap your knees, so I'm going to show you how I do it myself. Now I don't wrap my knees until I'm hitting around about 80% of my 1 rep max. I'm not going to start talking about kgs and who can lift what and how much I lift. There's just no point to that. But I don't start wearing my wraps until I'm around about 80% of my 1 rep max. And the reason for that is it's for me to feel the wrap and make sure I can hit depth nicely at 80%, and then I gradually work my way up to around about 95-100% depending on what my program dictates. So there's absolutely no point putting them on at 50% or 60%. Personally, because normally that means there's not enough weight on the bar and you will not get down to a parallel position if the wraps are too tight. Now at 80% I normally wrap my wraps loose, and then as I build up I gradually tighten them up. These are 2.5 meters, which are most they're approved in most federations. So I'm going to get straight to it. So if I bend my knee at 90 degrees, you can see the knobbly section of my knee there. Now I start the wrap just below the knee and I aim to finish pretty much just above the knee. So I'm not working all the way from my calf muscle in the middle there and all the way up to the middle of my thigh quad area, which I've seen some people do. Some people have got 3-meter wraps, and they're rather than get the extra revolutions around the knee itself, they work from a lower point up to a higher point. I see no logic in that whatsoever. If anything, it could cause some injury because you could be restricting the movement of your calf muscles, you could be restricting the movement of your hamstrings at the back. So for my purpose, I'm going to literally wrap between there and there, which is about 6 maybe to 8 inches below the knee to above the knee. And I always wrap from inside out, because as I squat I push my knees outwards, which is the natural movement from my kneecap to move. So I'm going to start the wrap just below that knobbly section I said there. I'm going to hold it tight with my left hand, and I'm going to pull the first one tight with my right hand. I'm going to wrap that, take that revolution over, and I can let go now, and I just move it between one hand to the other. I'm wrapping approximately 50% of the wrap on each revolution. So that's 3 revolutions there, which pretty much covers the area I want to use, and that's where I will stay. Now personally, I go across my knee to create a cross. That gives me some rebound from the bottom position of the squat, which some people could say is a little bit of a cheat or an advantage, but why not? That's what the wraps are for. And at this stage I pull the wrap tight from underneath. Back in my left hand I'm taking that slack now, and put my right hand back in onto my wrist, and it's almost as if I'm wrapping my hand into the wrap now, but that enables me to grab the slack of the wrap and pull it through tight. Now that's actually a loose wrap because I can bend my knee nice and freely. Some of you may have seen powerlifting meets where guys hobble up to the rack before they can squat, and that's because that wrap is seriously tight, and that's because they're going for their first attempt or even second, third, whatever, but they're generally wrapping a lot tighter. That for me is an 80% wrap, which allows me to walk up to the bar comfortably, allows me to hit depth, it allows me to feel the wrap, and it allows me to pull that last revolution up nice and easily and take that slack back out in order to unwrap them quickly. So there's also a benefit to wrapping slightly looser if you're doing reps, because obviously powerlifting meets is all about doing that one heavy rep. A light wrap allows you to do more reps, so if you're a strongman, for example, and you're doing 80, 180, 200 kilo for reps, then a light wrap is better. You get some support in your knee, but you're not restricting it so much that your toes go numb. That's pretty much it really. Any questions, let me know. Cheers.